A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic turn of events, the Georgian capital has become a hotbed of unrest, as more than 200 individuals have been detained over the past 4 nights of protests. The unrest was ignited by the government's controversial decision to suspend negotiations aimed at joining the European Union (EU), following the bloc's condemnation of the parliamentary elections held on October 26. The ruling party, Georgian Dream, faced accusations of election rigging, allegedly with assistance from Moscow, leading to widespread demonstrations. Tens of thousands of citizens gathered outside the parliament on Sunday night, marking the 4th consecutive night of protests. The atmosphere escalated as some demonstrators hurled fireworks at law enforcement, who responded with tear gas and water cannons. According to the Interior Ministry, 224 protesters were detained on administrative charges, with 3 arrests made on criminal charges. The protest resulted in injuries to 113 police officers, with 3 requiring hospitalization. President Salome Zurabishvili voiced concerns over the treatment of detained protesters, highlighting reports of injuries and systematic beatings during transport to detention facilities. Zurabishvili, who is set to step down at the end of the year, has accused the ruling party of employing Russian-style tactics to suppress dissent and manipulate the electoral process. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin's spokesman, Dmitry Peskov, drew parallels between the situation in Georgia and the protests in Ukraine during 2013 and 2014, suggesting that external forces are attempting to destabilize the region. Prime Minister Irakli Kobakidze issued a stern warning against any unlawful behavior during the protests, asserting that the government had not halted Georgia's European integration but merely rejected what he termed shameful blackmail. This announcement came shortly after the European Parliament criticized the October elections as neither free nor fair. The U.S. State Department also expressed its disapproval, announcing a suspension of its strategic relationship with Georgia. As tensions mount, the President of the European Council and the EU's foreign policy chief condemned the violence against protesters and reaffirmed the need for the government to respect citizens' rights to assembly and expression. The EU had granted Georgia candidate status in December 2023, contingent upon meeting specific recommendations, but had since paused its accession process amid concerns over democratic backsliding. The ruling party has enacted repressive laws that mirror those in Russia, including a recent law prohibiting same-sex marriages and adoptions by same-sex couples. Zurabishvili characterized the current state of affairs as a descent into a quasi-Russian regime, calling for new elections that reflect the true will of the people. The protests in Georgia illustrate a broader struggle for democratic freedoms and European integration, raising critical questions about the future of the nation and its aspirations on the global stage. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.